Friends, welcome on YourPedia, the platform where you get detailed videos and information and content for any exam related to environment. Now, this video is related to the new syllabus of CPCB, Central Pollution Control Board, and the topic I'll be discussing in detail today. 21st June is your exam 2025, and YourPedia is going to provide you the detailed documents and everything by 5th or 6th June. After that you can prepare it. So let me tell you something which is the new development in CPCB. They've added these three topics, basics parts of this in every post position which is declared. आप किसी भी बैकग्राउंड के हैं, आपका एक पार्ट जो अवेयरनेस है वो इसका है, एनवायरमेंटल जनरल नॉलेज उसमें ऐड किया है, फंक्शन ऑफ सेंट्रल पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड, रोल्स एंड बेसिक्स ऑफ एनवायरमेंटल साइंस. अब वैसे तो एनवायरमेंटल साइंस अपने आप में एक पूरा सिलेबस है, दिस एंटायर सिलेबस ऑफ एनवायरमेंटल साइंस, बट व्हेन वी से बेसिक्स ऑफ एनवायरमेंटल साइंस, it is like they will touch the topics and not go in the depth. Similarly, roles and responsibilities of CPCB and then general knowledge part of environment. So environmental GK and environmental science basics will cover entire knowledge about the environment domain. So I'll discuss with you that. So detailed syllabus friends मैंने आपको दिया था, and YourPedia का ये जो 3 components का अलग से डेडिकेटेड मॉड्यूल है दैट यू पीपल हैव टेकन. नहीं लिया है तो आप इसको ले सकते हैं, बिकॉज दैट इज गोइंग टू हेल्प यू. दिस इज आज का जो मेरा वीडियो है और ये जो मॉड्यूल है YourPedia का, इट इज गोइंग टू कवर दिस पर्टिकुलर कंपोनेंट. सो दिस 20 मार्क्स, एंड आई टोल्ड यू कि 50 मार्क्स जो स्कोर कर लेगा विच इज इजियर टू स्कोर is going to pass in this exam. So this 50 is entire grade syllabus. तो इसमें जो effort लगेगा and to score marks from this part is entirely different. Far lesser effort required to score from this part than from this part. So in case you want to pass CPCB friend, put effort in this part which is far easier. And the questions are going to come from the module of YourPedia. I can tell you from that from very beginning, and you will understand the theme of preparation today. My today's lecture is related to this part, that is functions, works and functions of CPCB. So this will be in 3 or 4 lectures maximum, and first lecture is this today's lecture which I am going to take it. Then soon GK part and basics of environmental science will be covered. As far as the aptitude, verbal aptitude is concerned and general aptitude is concerned, YourPedia has a very well developed module. So please don't forget to take this module in case you want to pass CPCB exam. Okay, whether it is a scientist B position or it is, and one more thing, we have framed questions on the basis of the paper which is going to come for you. So you have MSQ, MCQs, MSQs and NAT. These are the 3 type of questions, and in my today's document also you are going to get MCQs, you are going to get MSQs, and today NAT is not there because it is a numerical answer type. So today's topic does not have any kind of numerical. So MCQ and MSQ YourPedia mentor are going to train you for that. So yes friends, this particular topic, my today's जो lecture है, that is for this part, that is the 3rd part which you have this particular part, and this is the most this is going to play the difference, this is going to play the crucial role in your selection or rejection in CPCB, because obviously this is your gate syllabus, everybody is preparing, and first and second part also people must have prepared, but 3rd topic is the topic where you have to put effort. यही topic difference डालेगा. This topic is going to create a difference between the selected candidate and non-selected candidates. So that is what we are going to discuss in today's lecture. Now this is the advertisement, need not to explain again. So we have already discussed this particular part friends, and as YourPedia is going to give you the module for this particular part in which we are going to cover this in detail. And these are the 3 main topics which we are going to cover, and today my lecture is functions of CPCB. Now function of CPCB further is divided into couple of topics. My today's lecture is going to cover these 2 topics, introduction to this and legal basis, and core function pollution control and abatement. abatement होता है कम करना, तो क्या रोल है, एडवाइजरी रोल है, नेशनल प्रोग्राम क्या क्या हैं, और एनवायरमेंट स्टैंडर्ड एंड गाइडलाइंस, उसके बारे में थोड़ा सा हम इन 2 टॉपिक्स के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे. सो आई विल बी कवरिंग दिस फंक्शन ऑफ CPCB. आउट ऑफ दीज 3 कंपोनेंट्स out of these three components, one is function of CPCB. Now CPCB function is going to be covered in 3 lectures, if not 4. So there you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So we have here 6 topics, and I am going to cover this in 3 lectures. So function of Central Pollution Control Board, friends, that is the topic today. Okay, and introduction to CPCB and its legal basis. If I tell you in detail about these 6 topics, this is what we are going to cover. In today's lecture, I am going to cover origin and establishment, that is one part, structure and organization of CPCB, that is another part. In detail, I am going to cover the questions, the content, everything is going to be covered. And the best part about YourPedia content is, YourPedia content, direct questions will come from there, and it is easy to understand, very easy to digest, right? So these 2 topics I am going to cover. So can we start it? In case, friends, you have still not taken this module and you are seriously thinking about CPCB, you need to call at this number and register yourself for this module. Okay, so what I will do is, first I'll shoot MCQs and then MSQs and then content. So I'll be going with the question and then I'll give you the content so that you understand it. So can we start with the first question? Yeah, first question is primary reason क्यों CPCB बनाया गया है? Why CPCB was created at the first place? MCQs, answer is, we talked about water pollution. You will say, sir, water pollution भी है, air pollution भी है, soil pollution भी है. There are so many kinds of pollution. Why Central Pollution Control Board? When we say central pollution, which pollution we talked about in 1970s? So the history goes like in 1970s, India was undergoing, industrialization and urbanization, and water pollution was the main trouble, and rivers and lakes were, facing that particular issue. So 1970s में अगर आप चले जाओ, and that will justify Water Act 1974. तो अगर आप 1970s में चले जाओ तो वहाँ पे वाटर क्राइसिस आ रहा था, बिकॉज इंडिया वॉज गोइंग थ्रू अ फेज, अर्बनाइजेशन वगैरह आ रहा था, तो उसके चलते देयर वाज प्रॉब्लम ऑफ वाटर पोल्यूशन, एंड वाटर एक्ट 1974 which created CPCB. So it was Water Act 1974, and under this CPCB was created. Mission vision of CPCB may not be very important, but yes, you should know that what is the meaning of it. Now we talk about the noise pollution, now we talk about the air pollution, we talk about the water pollution. वो सारे का सारा चीज है, लेकिन ये स्टार्ट कहाँ से हुआ था? Today CPCB is talking about air pollution, noise pollution, water pollution, all the, but it started with water pollution in 1970s. So under which act it was created? You should know under which act it was created. Yes, Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974 created CPCB, and these are the other acts which you should be knowing, friends. जैसे Air Act 1981 है, Environment Protection Act 1986 है, Forest Conservation Act है. So you should be knowing about these acts and some important domains of these acts. इनका भी आपको knowledge होना चाहिए. So it was, CPCB was formally established in 1974 to prevent and control the, water pollution and restore the basically quality of the water. So Air Act 1981, न Air Act में हमने कुछ और responsibilities दे दी, and the mandate of CPC was increased in Air Act. तो start तो 1974 में हुआ, that was with Water Act, but in 1981 CPCB as a body was given some more responsibility, so it was expanded under Air Act 1981, and it also became responsible for monitoring and controlling the air pollution. Today we have air pollution also into this. So it started with Water Act and then air pollution. किस एक्ट के अंडर CPCB became the technical advisor of Ministry of Environment? So you know that CPCB is a technical advisor today for Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. ये नाम है इसका. CPCB इस मिनिस्ट्री के अंडर आता है और टेक्निकल एडवाइजर है अभी मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट, फॉरेस्ट एंड क्लाइमेट चेंज का. इट वॉज मैंडेटेड अंडर एनवायरनमेंट प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट 1986. सो एक्ट्स आर वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अब आप इस चीज से याद भी कर रहे हैं दैट CPCB क्रिएटेड 1974, देन 1981 में एयर एक्ट में इसको मोर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज वर गिवन, and then it became technical advisor of this ministry that was under Environment Protection Act 1986, right? So technical arm of this ministry is CPCB, and the purpose of under this is to give technical guidance and data also related to basically the entire data which is related to pollution, and ministries to make any kind of policy or law related to this particular thing, that particular data will be provided under this particular act. So what is the statutory nature of CPCB? So which act will eventually, which of the following will describe the statutory nature of CPCB? So it was created by act of parliament, and it is legally created, organization. Or when we say Water Act 1974, that Water Act as a law was made by parliament. Statutory means it was created by law, it was created by legislature, by parliament, right, which defines its power and responsibility. And not only it has advisory role, but yeah, it has powers and it has responsibilities that very clearly is defined. So B is incorrect, that means all other are correct. So B is incorrect, all others are correct statements, right? So CPCB is not only advisory body, it is a statutory body. It has advisory, what is the advisory role? Ministry को advise करना, data provide करना. And what is the enforcement powers? To execute things. अगर कोई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन पोल्यूशन स्प्रेड कर रहा है, वाटर पोल्यूशन स्प्रेड कर रहा है, एयर पोल्यूशन स्प्रेड कर रहा है, CPCB हैज अथॉरिटी एंड पावर and jurisdiction to take action also. That is the meaning of it, right? So it can issue the directions, take the legal action, it can coordinate with state pollution control board for effective pollution control. So so this is A, C, D, they are the correct statements, right? Initially it was created to control water pollution. It works in coordination with state pollution control board. So what is the relation between Central Pollution Control Board and State Pollution Control Board, that we will see. What is the historical context and need for CPCB? So 1970s mein, now this particular these were the questions, and now from this page is a content. What is you should know, what content you should know. And friends, whenever you are going for any exam, it is very important कि आप कितना पढ़ो. बहुत ज़्यादा time you will not have, you should not read a lot, you should only read from where exam में question will come. So this content is for that. Historical context क्या है? What is the need for CPCB? So CPCB was created in 1974. The reason was there was a rapid industrialization going on. Water pollution हो रहा था river और lakes में, public health risk and environmental degradation was there, and there was a growing demand that centralized pollution control body should be there. There comes Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974. So Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974 came, and Water Act was passed in 1974, and CPCB was created as national level regulatory body. So first major environmental legislation in India was Water Act. You know, Environment Protection Act came in 1986, Air Act came in 1981. So first major significant act which was related to pollution in India was Water Act 1974. इसमें किस चीज पे फोकस हुआ? Obviously it was a Water Act. So in the beginning, prevention and controlling water pollution, establishment of the CPCB, उसका creation of state pollution control board. Many times question comes, state pollution control boards किस act के through create हुए थे? These were also created under Central Pollution Control Act, जैसे create हुआ था Water Act 1974. So this Water Act 1974 not only created this, but also state pollution control boards के लिए एक provision बन गया कि state में भी pollution control boards will be created. So this is a very important question, because many students think that Central Pollution Control Board was created by Parliament in 1974. So Haryana Pollution Control Board, Punjab Pollution Control Board, Telangana Pollution Control Board, and other will be created in different time. So actually the provision was under this act only. So what functions क्या थे? Monitor and control pollution level water bodies में, discharge standards for industries, coordinate activities with state pollution control board. So detail function under Water Act आएगा भी. This is very minute, this is very normal I am telling you, but yes you should know that industrial जो pollution करते हैं, industries जो pollution करती हैं, उन pollutions को, industry के pollutions को control करने के लिए, monitor करने के लिए CPCB was given the activity. Discharge standard industries के लिए set किए जाएंगे, coordinate की जाएंगी activities, ये basically इसके कुछ functions थे. What powers were given under Air Act then? So obviously now air pollution came and CPCB का रोल एक्सपेंड कर दिया गया. So ambient air quality को मॉनिटर करना, गाइडलाइंस इशू करना एंड स्टेट पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड के साथ कोऑर्डिनेट करना, that was also given. So first it was water pollution and now air pollution was also added into that. It was also given there. Now Environment Protection Act 1986. So Environment Protection Act 1986 was Bhopal gas tragedy 1984 में it required that yes, Bhopal gas tragedy happened in 1984 and that triggered the need of some kind of holistic law to protect the environment. So Environment Protection Act 1986 and Bhopal gas tragedy 1984 has a linkages. So Environment Protection Act 1986 because Bhopal gas tragedy 1984. थोड़ा सा लिंक बनाना, chronology you have to make it. So this particular act made CPCB as the technical arm of Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. So ये कई बार क्वेश्चन आ जाता है एग्जाम में कि CPCB comes under which ministry, and it was made a technical advisor to this ministry under which act, that also you should know. Environment standards, formulate environmental standards and to provide the technical assistance and conduct the environmental research. So does Central Pollution Control Board provide the technical data to the ministry to make a decision? Yes. What is the role of CPCB as far as the ministry is concerned? Technical advisor. Okay, what other activities Central Pollution Control Board does related to this? Environmental research, monitoring, observation, advisory, coordination with State Pollution Control Board. These are some of the activities. Central Pollution Control Board was created under Water Act by Parliament, so it is a statutory body, legal authority, and it has various activities like it will include the enforcement powers, it will issue the notices, take the legal actions. It is not only advisory body, though it is advisory body to the ministry, but not only advisory body, it does other activities also. So it is not only the advisory body, that is something which you should know, and it advises central and state government. It does not advise only the central ministry, but even state government, if it wants, it advises that also. So it is, its powers are far beyond recommendation. कई बार MSQs क्वेश्चंस ऐसे फ्रेम किए जाते हैं, तो उनमें से ये every small things which are added are important. Can it impose fine? Yes. Can it prosecute the violator? Prosecute मतलब सजा देना उनको, हाँ ये सजा भी दे सकता है. So issue directions? Yes, it can issue direction also under Environment Act. So that also you should know. ये एक इसका जो सेंट्रल पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड का जो पूरे का पूरा स्ट्रक्चर है, दैट यू शुड नो. चेयरमैन है सबसे ऊपर, कौन है चेयरमैन, दैट यू शुड नो. उसके मेंबर्स आते हैं सेंट्रल पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड के. फिर प्लानिंग एंड कोऑर्डिनेशन एक्टिविटीज, पोल्यूशन असेसमेंट, मॉनिटरिंग एंड सर्वे डिवीजन, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल इम्प्लीमेंटेशन, hazardous waste management, public relation, urban pollution. So these are the heads under which Central Pollution Control Board works. Listen carefully. सबसे ऊपर तो आते हैं चेयरमैन, फिर मेंबर्स होते हैं. इनका काम क्या है? सेंट्रल पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड के हेड्स कैसे बने हुए हैं? प्लानिंग एंड कोऑर्डिनेशन, स्टेट पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड के काम को प्लान करना, बजटिंग बनाना, ये सारे के सारा कोऑर्डिनेशन एंड प्लानिंग. फिर पोल्यूशन की असेसमेंट करना, मॉनिटर करना, सर्वे करना, दैट इज अ अलग डिपार्टमेंट है. इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डिपार्टमेंट जिसमें रिसर्च होता है, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में R&D लैब होती हैं, रिसर्च ऑल्सो इज डन. देन पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल इम्प्लीमेंटेशन, लाइक केमिकल हजार्ड्स होते हैं, एनवायरमेंटल हजार्ड्स होते हैं, बाकी एग्रो बेस्ड हजार्ड होते हैं, सारा करना. हजार्डस वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट डिवीजन है, पब्लिक रिलेशन है, अर्बन पॉल्यूशन है. सो अर्बन पॉल्यूशन में व्हीकुलर, प्लास्टिक, वो सारे का सारा आता है. एंड मेंबर्स विल बी रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर डिफरेंट सेक्शंस, दैट विल बी डन. सो ऐसे आपका एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव पर्सनल ग्राउंड लेवल तक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का प्रोफाइल है. तो आप इस प्रोफाइल को एक बार जरूर देखना कि CPCB का प्रोफाइल चेयरमैन से लेके कहां तक नीचे तक चलता है, उसमें रोल्स एंड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज भी हैं. ओके, सो विच आर्टिकल ऑफ इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इज रिलेटेड टू Central Pollution Control Board or Water Act 1974 was created under Article 252 of Constitution. तो आर्टिकल 252 में लिखा हुआ है कि पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड बनाए जाएंगे सेंटर और स्टेट में. सो विच आर्टिकल ऑफ इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन टॉक्स अबाउट पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड्स? 252. So Parliament made law in 1974 Water Act under which article of Constitution? 252. Very very important. उसके बाद इसको पहले जो सेंट्रल पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड था, दैट वाज क्रिएटेड इन द अंडर सेक्शन 3 of this Water Act 1974, and it was to maintain the cleanliness, but later on this thing was created. So which section under Water Act 1974 talks about Central Pollution Control Board? That is section 3, right? And Water Act 1974 was created under which article of Constitution? Article 252. Okay, कब कंस्टिट्यूट हुआ ये? यू कैन एक्सपेक्ट अ क्वेश्चन वेरी स्पेसिफिक. 22 सितंबर, 21 सितंबर, 20 सितंबर, 19 सितंबर क्वेश्चन कैन बी देयर. सो 22 सितंबर 1974. So 1981 Air Act came, and then Central Pollution Control Board, Center Board for Prevention and Control of Pollution, that was the original name. Then the name was subsequently changed on 1st April 1988 through Water Act. It was changed to Central Pollution Control Board. तो सेंट्रल पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड नाम कब बना था? 1988 1 अप्रैल, राइट. सो वाटर एंड एयर एक्ट अब दोनों बीच में आ गए, एंड दैट इज हाउ इट वेंट. एंड 1986 में एनवायरमेंट प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट आ गया, एंड मोर फंक्शंस वर गिवन टू सेंट्रल पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड. सो वेरी नेचर ऑफ आर्टिकल 252 अंडर द ओरिजिनल वाटर एक्ट वाज पास्ड, created two distinct organization as center and state. So article 252 not only mentions to create pollution control board at center but state also. So अगर एग्जाम में क्वेश्चन आए कि स्टेट पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड वर क्रिएटेड अंडर विच एक्ट? दैट वाज आल्सो वाटर एक्ट 1974. एंड वाटर एक्ट 74 वाज क्रिएटेड अंडर विच सेक्शन ऑफ विच आर्टिकल ऑफ इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन? 252. And Central Pollution Control Board was created under which section of Water Act 1974? Section 3. And some more details which I told you, just revise this. Right. So Central Pollution Control Board basically are multidisciplinary technical organization under Ministry of this, advisory and coordination के काम करता है ये. Relevant data is to be generated, scientific information is to be provided, technical input is to be provided, training and development of the manpower is to be provided. So these all are roles and responsibilities of Central Pollution Control Board, which you should be knowing. What are the different roles played by Central Pollution Control Board? Number one is legal and statutory, right? So there are 16 functions under section 16 of Water and Air Acts, right? So directions given to State Pollution Control Board, under which section it is mentioned? 18. Sometimes he will ask you question from the sections also. These all sections we are talking about the Water Act, right? Directions to industries under section 5 of Environment Protection Act. So coordination roles. So legal roles क्या हैं? Can Central Pollution Control Board give directions to the industries? Yes. Where it is mentioned? Environment Protection Act. Which section? 5 section. Okay, how many functions are mentioned under section 16 of Water Act? That is 16 functions are mentioned under these sections. So it can give direction to State Pollution Control Board? Yes, under section 18 of this act only, Water Act only. Advisory role, central government, and judiciary also. If judiciary wants some kind of input related to environment, then Central Pollution Control Board gives that also. Coordination activities are there, and then research and development activities are also done. So there are advanced library at the head office level and other levels also. जैसे मैंने organization structure में दिखाया, there are research labs also. What are the function of CPCB, friends? Advisory function, planning, coordination, providing the technical assistance and guidance. So research, to carry research, plan and organize the training of the people, mass awareness programs, publish the technical and statistical data, prepare the manuals, codes and guidance, disseminate the information, establish and recognize the laboratories. So these functions which are mentioned are very important, because exam mein direct question will pop up from there. Can we do some more questions? Where is the head office of Central Pollution Control Board? It is in New Delhi. It is in the New Delhi. What is the primary role of regional directorates of CPCB? To monitor environment quality at the local level and coordinate with State Pollution Control Board. So now you have heard three things: Central Pollution Control Board, head office in New Delhi, State Pollution Control Board, and regional directorates. So regional directorates will basically will be coordinating with State Pollution Control Board. So Central Pollution Control Board has regional directorates and project offices so that the operations are decentralized. What is the role of regional directorates? I mean, एक डायरेक्टर होगा, रीजनल लेवल पे एक डायरेक्टर होगा और वो डायरेक्टर आसपास की इंडस्ट्रीज, आसपास के जो बॉडीज हैं उनको कोऑर्डिनेट करेगा. एंड प्रोजेक्ट ऑफिसेज विल ऑल्सो बी देयर. एंड व्हाट विल बी द रोल ऑफ दैट? फील्ड लेवल पॉल्यूशन मॉनिटरिंग विल बी डन. स्टेट पॉल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड के यहाँ कोऑर्डिनेट करना, नेशनल प्रोग्राम्स जैसे नेशनल एयर मॉनिटरिंग प्रोग्राम है उसको इंप्लीमेंट करवाना. तो डायरेक्टरेट्स आर क्रिएटेड टू इंप्लीमेंट एनी काइंड ऑफ एक्टिविटी, राइट? सो सेंट्रल पॉल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड हेड ऑफिस दिल्ली, अदर थिंग्स आर इन द स्टेट, डायरेक्टरेट इन द स्टेट विच विल बी कोऑर्डिनेटिंग विद स्टेट पॉल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड. सो दैट एंटायर कोऑर्डिनेशन एक्टिविटीज विल बी डन थ्रू प्रोजेक्ट ऑफिसेज. एंड दिस नेशनल लेवल पे कोई प्रोजेक्ट है उसको भी इंप्लीमेंट करते हैं. कितने रीजनल डायरेक्टरेट हैं? प्रेजेंटली 9. ये उसके नाम है, याद कर लेना, एग्जाम में क्वेश्चन आ सकता है कहां पे डायरेक्टरेट है. 9 रीजनल डायरेक्टरेट्स आर देयर इन डिफरेंट जोन. व्हाट इज द कंपोजिशन ऑफ सीपीसीबी? गवर्नमेंट, नॉन गवर्नमेंट, एकेडमिक रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स. चेयरमैन होता है वो टेक्निकल एक्सपर्ट होता है नॉर्मली, जिसको सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट नॉमिनेट करती है. मेंबर्स होते हैं, दे आर फ्रॉम मिनिस्ट्रीज, स्टेट पॉल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड, एनजीओज. देन मेंबर सेक्रेटरीज आर ऑल्सो देयर जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन एंड इंप्लीमेंटेशन करते हैं, right? So there are government side people, non-government side people, academic because research is also going on. So this is the composition of CPCB. कौन अपॉइंट करता है चेयरमैन को? सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट. यू नो, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट, फॉरेस्ट एंड क्लाइमेट चेंज, राइट? So he must be from the background of environment science, pollution control, administration and all. IAS officer presently is the chairperson. What is the role of member secretary? Executive head, day to day functioning का member secretary. So member secretary is the executive head. chairman overall leadership देता है इस डिपार्टमेंट को. फुल टाइम एग्जीक्यूटिव अथॉरिटी है सेंट्रल पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड का, और उसका काम है बोर्ड के डिसीजन को इंप्लीमेंट करना, बाकी डिपार्टमेंट्स और स्टेट पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड के काम को कोऑर्डिनेट करना, एंड टू ओवरसी टेक्निकल, एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव एंड द अदर फाइनेंशियल रोल्स एंड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज. Which of the following is not a function of Central Pollution Control Board project offices? Right. So B is not function. That means all other are function. Central Pollution Control Board I told you is a directorate भी होता है, project offices भी होता है. So site specific pollution assessment. So there are project offices at different locations जहाँ से आपको pollution की assessment मिलती रहती है. You get the assessment of the pollution. Site specific environment programs collect the data, support pilot scale pollution mitigation projects. That all activities done like this. Who appoints the chairman of Central Pollution Control Board? As I told you, this is central government. What is the professional background? Environment, administration, engineering, technical expert. Actually it should be. What is the tenure? 3 years or 65 years, whichever it is earlier. Right. So Water Act 1974 only mention about the appointment of chairperson. Full time executive and leadership responsibility. You will provide the leadership. Day to day activities member secretary करता है. Policies, because chairperson is closely linking himself with the ministers. Amandeep Garg, he is an IAS officer, Himachal Pradesh cadre. He is chairperson of Central Pollution Control Board. He was given additional charge of chairperson. Article 252. When was it created? I told you that. Section 3 of Water Act 1974. Original name क्या था इसका? Central Pollution Control Board का Central Board for Prevention and Control of Pollution. but 1st April 1988 it was changed to Central Pollution Control Board. So earlier name was Central Board for Prevention and Control of Pollution. Why was it changed? Because now Water and Air Act both came, so the name was changed. Air Act 1981 added couple of things, right? Environment Protection Act, why was it added? It is umbrella act now. एनवायरमेंट में एयर भी आता है, वाटर भी आता है, सारा पोल्यूशन आ जाता है. तो भोपाल गैस ट्रेजेडी हुई थी और उसके बाद एक रिक्वायरमेंट फील हुई कि वी शुड टेक केयर ऑफ अवर एनवायरमेंट. सेक्शन 3, कोर फंक्शंस आर अंडर सेक्शन 16. So Central Pollution Control Board will advise central government on the matters related to prevention and control of pollution. State Pollution Control Board को coordinate कौन करता है? Central Pollution Control Board. ट्रैफिक एंड ट्रांसपोर्ट रेगुलेशन जो है वो अलग अलग मिनिस्ट्री में आता है. राइट. एजुकेशनल फंक्शन क्या प्ले करता है? प्लानिंग, ट्रेनिंग ऑफ पर्सनल इन पॉल्यूशन कंट्रोल प्रोग्राम्स. ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम करवाना, जो स्टाफ है, जो प्रोफेशनल हैं सेंट्रल पॉल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड में, उनको ट्रेनिंग देने का काम भी है इसका. पब्लिक अवेयरनेस कैसे जनरेट करता है? पब्लिक अवेयरनेस थ्रू मास मीडिया, टीवी, रेडियो, न्यूज़पेपर, डिजिटल कैंपेन्स. Now laboratories were created to facilitate the scientific testing and monitoring of pollution. अब थोड़ा सा थ्योरी पढ़ते हैं. हेड ऑफिस कहाँ है सेंट्रल पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड का? न्यू दिल्ली में, राइट. डायरेक्टली लाइसनिंग विद मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट, फॉरेस्ट एंड क्लाइमेट चेंज एंड कोऑर्डिनेटिंग विद स्टेट पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड. 9 रीजनल डायरेक्टर्स हैं स्टेट पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड का, कोऑर्डिनेट करते हैं. प्रोजेक्ट ऑफिसेज हैं, चेयरपर्सन लीडरशिप रोल देता है, मेंबर होते हैं, मेंबर सेक्रेटरीज होते हैं, राइट. सो दीज आर द रीजनल डायरेक्टरेट्स. द फंक्शन ऑफ रीजनल डायरेक्टरेट इज दिस: एम्बिएंट एयर एंड वाटर क्वालिटी को मॉनिटर करना, कोऑर्डिनेट करना सेंट्रल पॉल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड के साथ, नेशनल एयर मॉनिटरिंग प्रोग्राम को देखना, नेशनल एयर वाटर क्वालिटी मॉनिटरिंग प्रोग्राम को देखना, इंस्पेक्शन, सर्वे, एनवायरनमेंट असेसमेंट, ऑल दीज एक्टिविटीज आर ऑफ डायरेक्टरेट्स. प्रोजेक्ट ऑफिस जो हैं वो स्पेसिफिक पॉल्यूशन इशू के लिए बनाए जाते हैं, पायलट प्रोग्राम्स के लिए. एंड लोकल डाटा कलेक्शन प्रोजेक्ट ऑफिसेस. सो व्हाट इज द कंपोजिशन? चेयरपर्सन, मेंबर्स, मेंबर सेक्रेटरी, राइट. सो इंप्लीमेंटेशन ऑफ द डिसीजन इज बाय मेंबर सेक्रेटरी. Now multiple statement question friends, MCQs and MSQs and NET. सेंट्रल पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड का जो आपका एग्जाम आएगा उसमें MCQ है, MSQ है और NET है. MCQs हमने किया. MSQs में क्या होता है? एक क्वेश्चन होगा जैसे ये, चार चॉइस होंगी, उनमें से कितनी करेक्ट हैं? फर्स्ट, सेकंड, थर्ड, फोर्थ, ऑल 4 choices you have to read and then choice will be there. Now in this case C is correct. 1 and 3 statements are correct. So this is a different way to test your knowledge. But yes, इसमें थोड़ा टाइम लगता है आपका. MCQs के कंपैरिजन में MSQs takes more time. So do practice with YourPedia on this also. Rapid industrialization and urbanization without adequate waste management. So what was the accurate representation of primary domestic factor which created सेंट्रल पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड? व्हाट वाज द रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ सेंट्रल पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड? अर्बनाइजेशन हो रहा था, इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन हो रहा था और वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट हमें करनी थी. तो 1 वाज करेक्ट. इंटरनेशनल प्रेशर नहीं था, इट वाज नॉट लाइक दैट. ग्रोइंग पब्लिक अवेयरनेस एंड एनवायरमेंट मूवमेंट, हाँ, पब्लिक अवेयरनेस बनानी, स्प्रेड करनी. तो 1 and 3 आर करेक्ट. सो इसका क्यों करेक्ट है सारा डिटेल में दिया हुआ. अब 4 स्टेटमेंट्स, सेंट्रल पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड क्यों बना, इनमें से कौन से करेक्ट हैं? इट वाज क्रिएटेड बाय वाटर एक्ट. इसमें क्या होता है? यू कैन आंसर elimination can also be there. Let's say you are very sure that first is the answer. Central Pollution Control was constituted under Water Act 1971. One is correct. So if one is correct, so your answer either will be A or B, because these two cannot be answer. So ये 2 और 3 स्टेटमेंट देख लो, 4 को देखने की रिक्वायरमेंट ही नहीं है. You need not to see statement number 4. That will save your time in the exam. So multiple statement questions में there are 4 statements given. If you are very sure that this statement is correct or incorrect, then that will help you to identify the answer choice. One statement is correct, I know this is correct, so either answer is this or this. I'll not even see this. Right friends, so do this MSQs. I have given you sufficient questions and I'm very sure all questions are from here. This is for your practice, we have provided you. Lot of this content will be provided. In case friends you have not taken the module of YourPedia for Central Pollution Control Board, please take this, because all the questions are going to come from module of YourPedia. You have less time left. Today is 30th of June, 30th of May, and by 6th 5th June sufficient content you are going to get from YourPedia, and you have 21st June is the exam. So give your 100% next 20 days, you will join CPCB. Thank you.